welcome. This is Technique Tuesday. Welcome to the lab. I am Instructor Carlo. Get started here. I like to make sure I'm clear. This is perfect. The sun's in my direction. Sometimes timing is everything, right? You have to wait until everything's aligned. And before I was in a position where everything was at my fingertips, and sometimes in life you might get into an area where you are reminded that we're all part of this great universe, right? And that the universe, right, and nature controls a lot of things, right? So, with that, we roll and go with things. This is wave hands like clouds. So let's go ahead and just practice the movement here. The way I teach it in this form, usually in the 16th form, we'll start, come up, right? And if you've done Tai Chi, you might have an idea what this movement's about, right? But we'll start coming up, and then breathe out, right? In the 24 form, you would come out, and then you would go into, right, brushing the horse's mane, right? But in the form 16 form that I teach, which is, and that I learned and that I teach, saying that in that order, right? We go directly into wave hands like clouds. I think it's a great movement, and we do it differently. Once again, I've learned multiple ways of doing wave hands like clouds, and I think it's a beautiful movement. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're here, we open up, come here, and we sink down with the weight. And once again, we're all focused on the body. Tai Chi is a body martial art. And I come here. So let's go ahead and redo that again. So, speaking, doing the form, I come here, right? We're about shoulder length apart. I'm hopping right into the middle of things, because it's the other thing. A lot of people don't think that you can't break up parts of Tai Chi and Qigong and practice them by themselves. No, I encourage students this is the first lesson for students to learn when I teach. It's just doing this move. That's the first movement. Very simple, right? And then we go into the mechanics and why that's important in terms of shifting the weight and being able to step. But it works in terms of your footwork and a lot of basics. But you don't have to do, you're encouraged to do the entire movement daily, which I do. I do the entire movement, but also you break it up into smaller parts, and that becomes your workout, right? Just like if you're going to the gym and you're doing your weights and things like that. So back to it here. Looking straight. Come up, I come down. The hand scoops, I shift my weight to one side. I'm breathing in, and then I step out and I rotate. And then I come back, I'm breathing in as I'm rotating. And shifting to the other side. And I come back. Here. Form a ball. And I settle. I'm here. Then we go into our next movement, right? But this movement here, so many different applications for this. One, if you may have guessed it already, if not, it's okay, right? It's not. Block. Block. First thing in martial arts I teach, protect yourself. Defend yourself. Don't be out there just getting hit. No. Block. Right? You can even add the stepping. I'm adding the step. Step to the side. Doesn't matter how you step, right? In reality, you won't always be able to step to the side, right? It's not about following the form. T for T, letter for letter. It's about if you understand the principles and you can apply it in the real world practicality. So I'm here, 1, 2. Now, to the beginner's eye, you're using the arms, wave hands like clouds, right? And I believe that's the feint, right? It's not an arm exercise. It's a leg and body exercise. Once again, I'm going to repeat that. This is not an arm exercise. This is a leg, body, breathing exercise. Right? In a lot of different arts, you focus on using power from the waist, and this is no different. And so, how can we use it here? I'm here, I block. This is a strike. The lower hand is a strike. I want to call it a hidden strike, that's a-okay. I prefer an opening strike because when you block, it gives you an opening. If your opponent is throwing, let's say, their left, and I block with my left, I have this. They come with the right, here, here. Okay, once again, this bag is full with sand. I can't pick it up. It's a heavy bag, right? So as far as using it, right, having some kind of pressure, this is great. So once again, I block, I'm here, block, here, block, right? Someone throws a punch, I step, I'm here, okay? Now, this movement here is not just a block. Now, I'm using this portion of my arm to block, that's a-okay. You can also use the wrist, which is what I really utilize. It's a little bit more difficult to show it on a bag. Once I have some practicality, I'll be able to show you here. But using the wrist, and what you can do is you can stick onto your opponent and you can turn it into a grab. You can just use the block, get into their flank. There's other questions such as, well, what if it's very hard to get an opponent's arm? I completely understand. That's the reason why we spar and that we train, because someone's not just going to give you their arm, right? Just like, hey, you punch me here, you block, right? No, but you have to start somewhere, right? You can't just start off here and then, no, you start off 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Learn how to block. Get that feeling. Learn how to block. Here, here. Even if you throw a punch here, you have that. Okay, so a couple things, right? What have we learned? One, this can be used as a block. You can use the block here, here, however you see fit. We have a strike here. 2, 3, it's not just the arms, it's the entire body, right? When I strike, I'm using my waist to have that power here, here, okay? Okay. This can be an elbow strike. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? Elbow strikes. Here. Okay? Just different variations. These are things that you want to keep in mind or write down and then practice and see if it works, and practice, practice, practice. Right? Once again, we are not the martial arts channel that gives you information to just grab and then just get certified in a day or something. No, I actually like to make content for people who are training, and yes, for people who are new to martial arts, right? But rather, instead of just appealing to, one crowd or whatnot, I do what I do best. I teach. If you want to join into the mix, you are more than welcome to come join us, right? So I'm going to wrap this up. Once again, wave hands like clouds. Those are just the striking and blocking aspects. You can use it in order to get your overhooks, Someone punches, you block, you step. Right, sorry. Get your underhooks. So you can use it to get your underhooks. You block, you step, you come in, and then you wrap. Sorry, overhooks. Right. So you can use it to get your overhooks. You come in, you block, you step, block again, and you can wrap with the unsung. So there's lots of different uses. You can use it to get inside to your opponent. You block and you're here, and this is a good way, right? Someone's not going to give you any kind of leeway, so you can use this to kind of feel, right? It's not just for punching, right? It's not just, okay? Number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? You can use this movement, right? It's not just limited to just this strike, right? It's an intro. Wave hands like clouds can be a distraction. 1, 2. Once you have the opponent's hands locked up, 1, 2, kick. Want to do low kick? That's great. Here, here. Block, block, kick. Block, block, kick. Block, kick. However you want to use it. Hopefully you find this informational, educational. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. That's A-OK. Keep training and wish you the best.